Hi guys, my name is Sailor. I am a wedding photographer and filmmaker located in Florida, and I started my business 5 years ago, and these are some of the things that I would do if I was starting my photography business in 2025. So let's get into it. So the first thing that I would do in 2025 if I was starting my photography business is to just start taking pictures. And I know that sounds so silly, but the biggest barrier to entry for people who want to start their own business is just getting started. Perfect example right now is me filming this video. I have been talking about starting my YouTube channel, and I have kind of here and there, but I've talked about starting my YouTube channel and taking videos consistently for years now, like actually years. And I would be good for like a week or two doing a video, and then I would slip back into my habits and not post anything. So me filming this video right now is me actually getting started and taking an oath to start being more consistent in my business and my YouTube channel. So you can do the same thing, but you have to be consistent and you just have to get started. It's so silly, but even just taking an iPhone and start taking pictures on it. Put it in portrait mode and just start advertising photos taken with your iPhone. I know some people are going to come at me and start saying like, oh, this is a terrible idea, bad advice, don't listen to her. But I got my first paying client off of an iPhone photo. Yes, I worked for pennies back then, but I still got started and I still got that client and I still did the job and got good advertisement photos from that. I got a Facebook notification. Hold on, my ADHD is kicking in. The next thing I would do is to get a camera. I personally would get the Sony a7 III camera because it is a full frame sensor, it's mirrorless, and you can shoot 2 card slots. The biggest, most important thing when you're starting your business is your reputation and building your reputation. That is how you build your client base and you can start raising your prices in the future. So by having a camera that shoots 2 card slots, you can record to both SD cards. So 2 SD cards. Hold on. Let me get a camera to show you. So this is not the a7 III. This is the a7 IV actually, but it's got the same thing. So here, can you see that? There's 2 areas. I have an SD card in here right now actually. And you can see, you can put 2 cards in here. So by doing that, you can record to both those cards at the same time. So you're saving your raw images to 2 SD cards. And that is so important in the case of a card corrupting or something just happening and going wrong, you have a backup. The worst thing that can happen is for you to lose all of your photos from a session and have to tell that client, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to reshoot this, or God forbid it's a wedding and you can't go back and replace those moments again. So that is my #1 priority when choosing a camera to shoot with your paid clients, is to have 2 card slots. So that's my 2 cents on that. So to go with your new camera, if you're getting the Sony a7 III or any other camera, I personally would recommend a 50mm 1.8 lens. You can pick these lenses up for about $200 and they're very versatile and they're very beginner friendly. Absolutely, the next thing that I would recommend you getting is a flash. So I recommend the Godox V1. This is a little pricey, but it works so stinking good. And I would never choose to shoot with anything else. I did start off with a Neewer, like that's the name of the company. It's kind of like an off-brand, I don't know, company that creates photography gear. So good. And they make stuff really affordable and great. But I've had a Neewer flash and I've had a Godox flash, and I highly recommend the Godox V1. Next, I would get SD cards. I personally would recommend you having around 4 SD cards starting out, just in case. I'm such a big backup person. I love having backups. I have 6 cameras because I cannot go anywhere without a backup. I have like, I don't even know, 30 batteries and probably 30 SD cards at this point. But having a backup is so important. So I recommend you getting whatever your camera recommends, but I personally get SD cards. So I get the SanDisk 128 gigabyte SD cards, and they're about $30 each, maybe a little bit less if you get them like at Best Buy. I would not recommend getting them off of Amazon because I have seen people that have gotten a little bit scammed, maybe. I don't know. I've just seen some people complain about SD cards from Amazon and that they corrupted on them or something like that. So I would recommend going with Best Buy or, you know, Target, something like that. So, okay, now you have all of your gear. I don't think that you necessarily need a fancy camera bag or anything like that. You can honestly get like a $20 camera bag off of Amazon. Maybe I'll leave some random links in the description that you can buy, but a super duper fancy nice camera bag is not important at this point. Right now is just getting started, getting your portfolio built up and doing the work. Next is editing. You're going to want to shoot your photos in RAW so that you can edit the colors, the highlights, the contrast, the blacks, everything to your liking. The camera will save all of the details from the image shot in that time, and you can adjust them afterwards. Always shoot in RAW. As for editing, you can just use any computer. Yes, some computers will run a lot slower using your editing software of choice. I personally use Lightroom and Photoshop. There's a lot of tutorials online that you can learn how to use those. They're pretty simple after you get the hang of it, but I would recommend buying a preset to start out. When I first started out, I started editing myself, color grading myself, however I liked the photo to look, and I just was confused why I could not get my photos to look like, you know, Anna Russo's photos or Don Charles's photos, because their photos are amazing and I have both of their presets. Or Biba Vowels, I love her presets as well. I have those. I have too many presets at this point. But I would recommend doing some research, finding a preset that you like, the colors that you like, so see that it would edit your photos or adjust your coloring to what you would like, and invest in that preset and use it consistently for a good bit of time until you decide that you want to switch it up, and then maybe like 6 months from now, invest in another preset. If you really want to make a change and you feel like your style is, you're discovering your style and you want to change it up some. Like I said, some presets that I recommend, and I'm not affiliated at all with these people or their presets. I just love them and I've used all of them. I've gone through all of them through my 5 years, and I've fallen on a few that I really love. But some that I love are Don Charles, Reverie and Oak, Biba Vowels, Anna Russo's presets, and Salty Sailor presets. I have used all of these and I've finally discovered my style through messing with all of them. Some other cheap presets that I've bought before on Etsy are like Lemon and Lace, and then just other random presets. But I would personally go with a photographer's presets because normally they work a little bit better than like personally seeing Etsy presets, like the cheapy $7 ones. I would invest in a good preset from a photographer. All right, so the next most important thing is to start advertising. I would start by building your website on Squarespace. It is super user-friendly. I still use it to this day. I'm not affiliated with them, but they're so easy to use and start. And it's not that expensive. I think I pay $25 a month to maintain my website, and it has brought me tons and tons of clients. So that is super important. Start building your website today so that people have somewhere to see your work. Next place that I would look for clients is on local pages. So make a Facebook profile for your business, make an Instagram profile, start joining groups. So you can join groups for your town and your city. Some of these will allow you to advertise, and it just makes it so much easier to get your name out there, get your work in front of more people, and hopefully start building a portfolio and gaining a clientele base. When I first started doing photography, I loved mini sessions. Mini sessions were my jam. I was always doing a new themed mini session every month. Mainly started off with Christmas mini sessions, setting up a Christmas tree and getting a cool vintage sofa, putting them together, taking some pictures of it, advertising it for not super expensive, but enough to get people in the door and booking with me. And I absolutely loved mini sessions when I first started because it was a way to get in front of more and more people. The next most important thing to do before you even go to your first photo shoot is to get insurance. So having liability insurance is so important just in case of some freak accident happening. I personally recommend Thimble Insurance. It's thimble.com. I have been using their insurance since I first started. I pay about $23 a month, and I have a $1 million general liability policy, I believe. Yes, so definitely get insurance. Also, I would be saying yes to almost every photo shoot. Obviously not any that goes against your beliefs or religion or anything like that, but I would be saying yes to almost everything to try to build your portfolio. Try to see what you like and where you thrive and are good at. Some people are super good at maternity and newborn and they just enjoy that and that's their jam. I tried that. I loved working with babies, but I have a bad back and it would kill my back to be leaning over little tiny babies and wrapping them up for hours, literally hours. Some people thrive at like branding photography or headshots or, you know, real estate. And some people thrive in weddings and elopements and things like that. And that's where I found myself personally thriving. I love an adrenaline rush. I used to be a police officer before I started my photography business. And I get that adrenaline rush now from wedding days. Leading up to the wedding, my adrenaline is just like rushing like crazy because I am preparing for the day. I am getting everything in order. I'm thinking about where I'm going to be, what I'm going to be doing, what I'm going to capture, brainstorming things, thinking about, you know, what could go wrong, preparing for those things. Just love it. Absolutely love it. Maybe I'm crazy, but it's my jam. All right, you guys, so that is everything that I would do in 2025 if I was starting my photography business from scratch. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be back soon to make more. There's so much more that goes into photography than this, but I hope this is a good starter for you and gives you some courage to get out there and get started and just start making some art and having fun and, you know, starting to build your business. So I'm excited for you. Let me know what you think if you started your photography business after watching this video, because I would absolutely love that and would love to help you along your journey. So anyways, I look forward to seeing you again. Have a good one. Bye.